What's going on, people? It's your man, Mr. Controversy here, representing the three-point conversion. Did you miss me? And yes, this is my NFL diary. It is week 7, or we're finishing up week 7. Man, I can't believe it. Time is flying by. Funny thing is, teams need to make that move now. I mean, what you going to do? Either you're going to miss out on the playoffs, you're going to make a run, you're going to win that division, or you're going to play for the first pick. Either or, it's time to make a decision. What are you going to do? What is your team going to do? I know what my team is doing. We're rebuilding. We're rebuilding. But hey, don't be surprised if the Chicago Bears make a run. Will we make the playoffs? I don't know. Probably not. But don't be surprised we make a run. We're 2-1 in the last 3 games. Yeah, I know I said 2-1 in 3 games. Really, I mean, it's only 3 games. But it's either 2-1 or 1-2. So, but don't be surprised if we win another 2 to 3 games in a row. I'm just saying, people, watch out for the Bears. They're gonna make a little run. Like I said, we might not make the playoffs, but we're gonna make a little run. We're gonna make some noise. We have to. This is how we do. But anyway, let's get back to week 7 because my team had a bye. Now, I have to talk about today. Let me tell you what we're talking about. We're going to talk about Mr. Controversy's counterfeit teams for week 7. What was he thinking? That's when I'm going to talk about a certain player and say, what was he thinking? I also want to talk about coaches ruining players' careers. Which coach is doing that? We have a few, and I'm pointing them out. I'm talking about them. I'm going to bring them to the spotlight. We shame the devil and tell the truth on this show. So that's what we're going to do. And also, Jarvis Landry or Odell Beckham Jr. Might seem easy, but let's really take a look into this. So let's start off with Mr. Controversy's counterfeit teams. So now, my counterfeit teams, I'm looking at 2 particular teams. First team, yes, I can't believe he did it. The Atlanta Falcons, counterfeit. Yes, this was the team that Mr. Controversy was high on. And I spoke a lot of good things about the Falcons and said, hey, this is the team. This is the team to beat. They're 6-1. Why are they counterfeit? Because let's look at this. You look at the last 3 games they played. The New Orleans game, they got beat the brakes out of them. What game was next? I think the Houston game. Houston game, they blew out Houston. Okay. No, it was the Redskins. I think. Either or, they played the Redskins and they played Houston. Redskins game, at home, they struggled and barely won in overtime. Houston game, they blew out, but the offense didn't play well. It was just turnovers, dumb turnovers. When you got the opponent offensive lineman knocking the ball out of the running back on purpose, like, I mean, you're not supposed to do nothing but dominate, even if your offense plays bad. So why are the Atlanta Falcons counterfeit? Matt Ryan right now, and like I said, this is week 7 counterfeit teams. Matt Ryan, he depends too much on Julio Jones. It kind of reminds me of Jay Cutler forcing the ball, yes, to Brandon Marshall. That's what it reminds me of. Now, true enough, Matt is not throwing picks like that. But Matt's arm is not strong enough, so he won't force it anyway, as far as in a tight window. But he would throw the ball and look at Julio no matter what. When Julio goes in motion, Matt Ryan looks at Julio as he goes in motion. I'm talking about head and everything on a swivel, just follows him. And he says hike as he's watching Julio Jones. Come on, man. I mean, we know Roddy White is getting up there, and I said before that I think they're freezing him out. But come on, Matt Ryan. He's been open on a couple of plays. I've seen it. I've watched some games. I know Henderson is garbage. I call him garbage because they paid all that money for all they trying to make him the number 2. But Henderson, he's decent. I won't call him garbage. Forget that. I'm Mr. Controversy. He's garbage. But you could look out for him. Now, he will swing it out. He definitely will swing it out to Freeman, Devontae Freeman. But more than likely, if he's throwing a pass 10 yards, he's looking for Julio. That's number one, especially when Julio was hurt. Like, you all should have rested him that Saints game. That would have been like 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks, because with that week leading up to the New Orleans game, the long layoff, come on. But they didn't do it. So he's still hurt, not 100%, and Matt Ryan's still forcing him the ball. So, yes, it's a new system, so it takes time to get adjusted. I know that. I get that. My team, the Chicago Bears, are dealing with that. I understand. And all NFL teams with new coaches, new head coaches, and new assistant coaches, they go through that. But still, he's forcing everything, or he's looking at Julio. And if he doesn't throw it to Julio, he panics. Come on. I'm telling you. I think even the coaches, like, if you hadn't watched the game, go back and look at the highlights. They were at the goal line, and you throw it to Julio once. Then you run the fullback. Like, what are you doing? You have Devontae Freeman. Then you try to force it again. Like, it was like, are they trying to lose? Like, they didn't give the ball to Devontae Freeman. And you have, with 4 downs, and this is the guy with the most touchdowns in the league right now. What was you thinking? But anyway, counterfeit. My next counterfeit team, the New York Giants, counterfeit. Yes, they have too much talent right now to be barely beating Dallas without a Dez Bryant and a Tony Romo. I know they have the offensive line, the Dallas Cowboys, but still, Giants, you have too much talent on the offensive side. So if that's the case with Odell Beckham Jr., I like Randall. The kid, I can't think of his name, that came from Dallas, number 17, that be dropping passes all the time. But still, you have him. Your running backs, you got some nice running backs in Rashad Jennings. Come on, you have Jennings, a nice running back. Nice. Then you got my man coming out the backfield, Vereen. Nice running back, catch the ball, and can make some runs. Like I said, you have a nice team. Donnell is no slouch when he's not getting the ball stripped from him and taken away like a little punk. But other than that, why are you losing? You're making dumb calls again, whoever's calling the offensive plays, and you're at home and you struggle you went off a punt return. Yes, we know. I know I said last week, I talked about how the Saints, when you play in a rivalry game, is going to come down to the end. I don't care what's going on. But I guarantee you, if New Orleans Saints is playing the Falcons and Drew Brees was not playing, and whoever you want to say their second best player on their team is not playing, I guarantee you the Falcons are blowing them up. Well, I don't know because they're counterfeit too, so we don't know. But I'm just saying, counterfeit. Now, I want to talk about a segment I want to call What Was He Thinking? And yes, that goes to Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy, this guy, of all the things that he's been through and what he's done or didn't do or what people think he did, whatever, the fact that you have now this reputation of being this bad guy, being this horrible guy, So you come in your second game, you're on a roll. I understand you're frustrated, but you go and you knock the clipboard off of the or from the special teams coach hand. Man, I wish I don't care how big he was. I got people protecting me. Man, I went upside his head. I got people protecting me. And if he would have tried to swing at me or be try to, throw a blow, I would have sued him. If Jerry would have let me, I don't know if Jerry would have let me do that. So, but anyway, I'd have went upside his head. Dude, what is you thinking? Because you mad. I mean, he played a decent game. But you mad because special teams you feel not playing. You don't disrespect the coach like that. Now, if you want to say to hell with all the schemes, just play, make a tackle, make a play, I get that. But you don't knock the clipboard off. Then you go into Dez. Who knows what Dez said? You know how Dez is. But, bruh, you just coming to this team. This is not your team. You're on this team. This is not your team. You don't come in trying. They already have leaders. They already have that type of guy. I know Dez felt a certain way. I know he was jealous. I can hear him in the back. Man, who he think he is coming on my team trying to do this? Man, I slap him like I slapped my mom. Let me stop. Anyway, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. He shouldn't be slapping mothers and stuff. That wasn't right. I shouldn't have said that. That's why they call me Mr. Controversy. But still, what was he thinking? Then in the locker room, no comment. Next question. No comment. Next question. You see if you watch the video, you see the reporters flinching. You weren't even letting them come out. No comment. Next question. Come on, man. You could have been nice when you done it. You could have did a Rasheed Wallace. It was a good game. God bless, or whatever he said. But you, no comment. Next question. No comment. Next question. You bucking at people and mugs when they're talking. Every time somebody say something, but did you? No comment. You bucking. No comment. Come on, man. What are you thinking? Anyway, let me move on. Now, I have to talk about coaches ruining these players' careers. We have a lot of players, Mr. Controversy loves to say he's garbage or who's garbage. Yes, but you have a lot of players who are responsible for some of these people looking garbage. And then just responsible for some of the people's stats or their careers looking horrible. Jay Gruden, the coach of the Washington Redskins. You come in, yes, we know RG3, he was headed downhill anyway, but you had a chance they brought you in to revive this guy's career. The person that they put up or gave up so much to get this number 2 pick to revive his careers, which he showed some promise in his first year. But now you come in, they bring you in for this specific task, and you come in, and what do? Treat them like dirt. Treat them like dirt. Now, can we say that he left? Not he left, but did RG3 mess up his chemistry with his players or with his teammates? Did they forget about him? Some say, you know what, I'm not playing for this fool. Maybe. But because you're the coach, that's when you come in and bring everybody together. Or just hire somebody to knock him out like the Jets did. What's up, Gino? But all I'm saying is you come in and what you do, say, you know what, RG3, he's not running around preseason. He's not doing this right. Well, of course, because he's getting tackled. Nobody's blocking for him. Don't blame it on him. But you blame it on him. You take him out. Now this guy's, like I said on Saturday, this guy's every Sunday now, he's on the sidelines with his church clothes like he just came from church, not even suited up. Come on. Come on, Jay Gruden. Come on, Jay Gruden. I know Kirk Cousins won you a game yesterday, but he's close to being garbage himself. Come on, bruh. If you trade him, just trade him. Somebody will take him. Houston will take him right now. Cleveland might take him right now. San Fran might take him right now. Trade him. Then Jay Gruden's also trading. Ruining Alfred Moore's career. You know what? I'm sorry. Yeah, I got to play some music with this because I'm in that mode. I'm feel like I'm about to go off, man. I'm sorry, but like I was saying, you have Alfred Morris. Alfred Morris came in the first week, went off. He went off, and then all of a sudden, now you bring this kid named Matt Jones, has one good game. Now you're talking about we're going to split carries? What? This is the guy that's carried the team for the last 2 to 3 years, and you're talking about replacing him with a rookie, some kid that no one know about. And as far as I'm concerned, football fans don't care about. What are you doing, Jay? Okay, let me move on. Next coach. Oh, man. All right. Now, look at Chip. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going to go with Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly. You have DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray, this was the leading rusher last year. Almost rushed for 2,000. I think he almost rushed for 1,900 if he didn't get 19. And then you want to come in, get him. I believe you got him and signed him just because you can take him away from Dallas, which might be smart. But we're talking about his career, not what is best for the Eagles. You get DeMarco Murray. First 8 games, you run him 2.5 times. I'm sorry, first 4 games, 2.5 times. Come on, Chip. Let's get it together, Chip. What are you doing, Chip? At least try like you want him to succeed. Yes, the last 2 games you ran him a bit more, and you're coming along. But you ruined his career, man. Come on, you have a great back. You knew he didn't fit in your system. I told you he wanted him for Dallas. That's all you wanted him. You wanted him just because you wanted him to get rid of Dallas. That was it. That was it. But it's not working because you're not winning. So use him. Stop ruining his career. Another one on my list. Jim Tomsula, the San Francisco head coach, San Francisco 49ers head coach. We know this is your rookie job. I know everybody that wasn't in San Fran thought you were parking cars last year. But still, this is your opportunity to make a difference. And what are you trying to do with Colin Kaepernick? Turn him into Dan Marino. He's not Dan Marino. He's Colin Kaepernick. He's a read option type guy. I'm going to catch the ball, shotgun, do the read option, look around, run around a little bit, throw the ball, or I might run for a 20-yard play. It's that simple. This is the same guy. Yes, you don't have the same defense, but listen, same guy that got you to a Super Bowl his first year starting and got you to the NFC Championship the next year and seconds away from going to a second Super Bowl in a row off a spectacular play by Richard Sherman. So, Tomsula, what are you doing? Why are you ruining this guy's career? Just keep it simple. You don't have any receivers anyway. Mike Patton will tell you, let him be Kaepernick. I promise you. Let him be elusive. Let him be wild. That's when he's at his best. When you're trying to cage him in and Make him stay in the pocket. Like you playing the John Madden. Y'all remember when Madden was it 2003, 4, whatever it was, when you had the practice drills and they were in the middle, you had to do a little pocket drill and stay in the pocket where people diving at you. That's what it looks like Kaepernick's doing right now. This is not a video game, Thomas Hula. This is real life. You're messing with people's careers now. I know he got paid, but I'm just saying. And last but not least, Mike Pettin. How many times, man, am I going to have to say, get Johnny in there? This goes out to special shout out to Lamont Brodus, the sportsologist, Monty, and my girl, Miss Danny Wright. This goes out to you. Shout out. Danny, tell him. Get Johnny Manziel in there. You don't pick this guy, take a risk on him, and don't play him. McCown is doing nothing. He's screwing up at the end of games. Okay, it's a little competitive. Oh, I'm sorry. Because you played Denver who don't score points. I get that. You're right. But you're not doing anything else. Bring Johnny Manziel in there. All I know is when Johnny was in the game, it was a spark. I think he won a game too. Correct me if I'm wrong. But all I'm saying is, what are we going to do? What are we going to do, people? What are we going to do? Patton, get this man in here. It's not fair. Get him in here. All right. I'm going to let this beat ride. I'm sorry, y'all. Now, end it like this. So Jarvis Landry or Odell Beckham Jr. Both came from LSU. Odell Beckham Jr. had all the hype. He deserved all the hype. He made you glad you gave him all of the hype his rookie year. And he's playing well this year. But it's something about this kid named Jarvis Landry that is not a receiver. He's not a running back. He's not a scat back. He's just your specialty player. He's that player where you call reverses for, you call screenplays for, you call a route for, but the whole object is just to get him the ball. You give him the ball, he's going to make plays. He did it his rookie year. He's doing it this year. And boy, did he look good. And I'm not even talking about just yesterday or Sunday's game whenever you're listening to this. I'm talking about all season long. He's been carrying Miami Dolphins, even though they've been losing. I mean, you know, congrats to the new coach, Dan Campbell, because you're doing your thing. Everybody's believing. That's great. But Jarvis Landry is a beast. He's that guy, if he gets the ball, something's going to happen. He's the wild card. Now, Odell Beckham Jr., very good receiver. Great hands. Fast, break tackles, elusive. But if the thing is, if Odell get hit, it's a wrap. But that dude is a beast. I love watching him play. Pouts a little bit and cries a little bit too much for me, but I love watching him play. I should say what everybody say. He's on my fantasy squad. I hate that. I hate when you bring up fantasy and we're talking real football. I hate that. But anyway, like I said, who are you choosing? I'm just saying, don't sleep on Jarvis Landry. I'm not saying he's better, but don't sleep on Jarvis Landry. Don't sleep on Jarvis Landry. That's how we're going to do it. And I'm going to shout out to Big TJ with the Sports and Nonsense show on the 3-point conversion station. Shout out to my co-host for the 3-point conversion Sports Lounge, Mr. Glass, the Sage of Sports. Shout out to my co-host, Kwesi, the Crazy Wabbit. C-Dub, what's up, baby? You know we on Wednesday, and he's on the Talking Bears Outside the Locker Room podcast. Man, I have too many co-hosts. I need my own show. I guess this is it. Okay. But we grooving right now. So also want to tell y'all, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Controversy21 or Mr. Controversy 21. I don't know why I threw the S in there. Also follow the 3-Point Conversion at the number 3 PTCVN. Also check out the 3-Point Conversion website, the 3pointconversion.com. Check out my YouTube channel, 3-Point Conversion YouTube channel. And you all know, like I said, I'm Mr. Controversy. That's how we do it. Next week, I might have to add this music in more often because I'm grooving right now. I can talk right all day and flow with it. What else can I talk about? You know what? I'm going to keep it like this, man. We're going to end it. We're going to end the show. So once again, this might be my new time, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday nights and then come out Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. But peace, love, and all that. Holla at you next week. Mr. Controversy's NFL Diary. Will you miss me? I'm out. Just let it ride just a little bit. If you're listening this far, you need to, because this is nice.